Welcome to practice. We're going to begin laying down and take a blanket that you can fold like a bolster along the long edge. And that's going to go underneath the thighs. And depending on how your hips are feeling and the thickness of your blanket, you might want to tuck the ends up as well. So we're going to put the soles of the feet together and the knee that wide. And you want the blanket to really feel like it's supporting the bones of your thighs, so that there's not really much strain in the stretch of the opening. So feeling very supported. And arms where it feels like you can really just get in touch with bringing your attention to yourself. Starting to scan your body. Let's go from the head. Maybe see how your face feels, what expression you have there, any tightness in the jaw. The neck and the throat. Your shoulders and your upper back. Letting go of any tension that is unnecessary. Find your middle spine. And then we get to the lower back, the pelvis, the belly, the legs. How does that part of the body, the core of the body, feel with this support? Noticing any tension in the hands and feet. So simply by scanning, you can identify tension, natural tension. And then can let go of tension that we find we don't need just now. We're going to take the arms overhead now, and if you've got room, stretch them out straight with the palms up. And if you don't quite have room, just holding your elbows and reach your elbows. Feel the spine lengthen a little more as you do that. Beautiful. And as lovely as it is, we're going to take the blanket out. So remember that kind of support when you feel like you need a little lift. So blanket out now. We're laying flat on the floor. We're going to bring the legs off the floor and bring the feet back into that Baddha Konasana, bound angle position. So heels close to the body and knees out, just naturally as wide as they go. Let's take the hands behind the back of the head and just rest your head back into your hands, so fingers interlace. We're going to lift the head, the shoulders a little bit off the floor, but then rest the head back into the hands. Can you feel the front core of the body switch on? But we'll try to keep the neck relaxed. So take a few breaths trying to juggle where the tension is in the body. Keeping the neck relaxed, but feeling the core, excuse me, of the body engaged. Press the lower back. Beautiful. And then lay the head back down. So it's quite a tricky thing to be lifting the upper body without straining the neck. Let's try again and lift a little higher. Maybe think of keeping the head resting, but just lifting the shoulder blades as much as you can off the floor. Head rest into the hands. Keep the knees out wide. Good. What we're going to do is roll the knees to the left, or the pelvis rolls to the left, and the shoulder blades roll to the right and back to center. Just double check that your neck is relaxed. Roll the pelvis to the right and the shoulder blades to the left. Good. Back to center, neck relaxed. Keep going from side to play around with lifting as much of your back body off the floor as you can, but we'll keep the lower back pressing into the floor and the head relaxed into the hand, so your neck is relaxed. Beautiful, side to side. Good, and then relax your head back down onto the floor, hug your knees into your chest. Rocking a little bit from side to side. Good. Pick your feet up a little bit more. Knees are together here. We're going to drop the knees away from the chest a little. So they're probably a little bit further away from the chest than the hips are. Press your lower back into the floor. Beautiful. Arms straight up from the shoulders. All right, you don't need to move the limbs very far away from center, but we're going to slowly move the left leg towards straight, the right arm towards the floor overhead. Just go as far as you can really feel the core of the body. Having to work hard. Beautiful. But neck, relax. Come back to center. All right, other side. Right leg towards straight, left arm towards the floor overhead, and back to center. You might have to take the limbs further than me to feel that strong work in the core. But just moving to where you feel it. Maybe you need to move left. Keep your neck. Keep pressing your lower back to the floor. Woohoo. Nicely done. Hug your knees into your chest, rocking a little bit from side to side. Nice work. We're going to sit up, so you can roll to your side to do that, or cross your feet at your ankles and roll up. Taking a comfortable seat up onto your blanket. And a little more awareness of the core. Let's put the hands on the belly. We're going to bring the belly forward and then around in a circle. So out to the side, out to the back, out to the other side and forward again. So moving the belly. When you reach the belly back, you're trying to reach the belly back into the spine. Following your breath. And then the other direction. Sitting back up. And then we're going to take the legs out wide. Good. And this time, hands in front of the heart. My microphone's there. I can't really do that. And take the heart forward, out to the side, and then press the heart back towards the spine behind you, and then out to the other side. And then really reach the heart forward. A nice big circle, activating that layer of the body. Strata. Make sure you really reach the heart forward when you're in the forward move. The other direction. The heart feels like it's open. Nice work. And we're going to come up to standing. So however you might be able to achieve that with or without using your hands. And you don't need your blanket. Now, if you like to use a chair to help you with stepping forward and back on your mat, or with being able to put your hands on the seat of the chair, have a chair seat facing you on your mat. Feet under the hips, parallel. So your legs feel parallel. Feel your breath. So we've been looking at being able to identify tension. And in this pose, we want to feel the tension of the lift in the front of the body, the reaching down of the shoulder blades, the heels. But also to let go of tension of trying to balance the head. Just let it balance. So that we are a mix of tension and ease in our Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Let yourself lengthen and reach. And then halfway Uttanasana, keeping your spine moving into the front of your torso. Just checking in with the hamstring. Those big muscle groups, long muscle fibers at the back of the leg. Feeling the satisfying connection to your breath. Roll up, arms up. Feeling that satisfying feeling of lift, of tension where you need it to be, of ease. Tadasana. Connecting to the flow of your breath. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, keeping the bones of the spine embedded forward. A little stronger now, and maybe you can take your hands down nearer to your feet. Hold your shins or your ankles. Maybe you can hold your toes. And we're going to bend the knees a little so the sit bones move towards the heels. And lengthen the belly, lift the heart, so open the heart center forward, look forward. Feel the bones of your middle back, your upper back embedding forward. Beautiful. Now keep that shape in the torso and start to straighten your leg until you find the tension in the back of the leg. Keep your connection to your breath. Feel the flow of breath in the body, where the body is tense, where there's tension from stretching. And see if you can find a little more ease. Maybe not in the back of the leg, but trying to feel some ease along the spine. And stretching your legs as much as feels good. Good. Bend the knees again, so we're in that little squat, and lift the heart again, feeling the breath. Good. And then we're going to stretch the leg forward straight again. Staying connected to the flow of your breath. Where can you let go of tension? Where can you enjoy tension? Good. And one more. Bend the knee. Shining the heart forward and outward. Beautiful. And then start to straighten your legs again. Feeling ease for the spine. Letting the body be relaxed, even though we're feeling that big tension of the stretch. Finding ease for your spine, being connected to the flow of your breath. Nicely done. And then bend your knees, let go of your hands and roll up. Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. And then Tadasana. Where can you lift the body? Where can you reach the body? Out, so upper arms rolling out, back of the body rolling down. And feel the flow of your breath. Find the balance of your skull. Urdhva Hastasana. And then Uttanasana. Good. Let's take the feet and walk them back. And as you walk them back, try to find some stretch for your feet. So right up on the balls of the feet. And then lowering the heels down towards the floor. So really moving the feet as you walk them back. Towards the back of your mat. Good. And then as you walk forward, we're going to do that. Try to pick up each foot. So you pick it up and you put it down under control, exactly where you want to put it. And feel that nice big stretch in the feet. So lift the heels right up before you lift the foot off the floor. And when you run out of room, roll up. If you land on your mat, pick your arms up. And then Tadasana. Finding where you can relax. Feeling where you can lift and expand. And feeling the flow of your breath. And let's go again. Inhale, arms up. And Uttanasana. Take your hands back towards the front of the mat if you're halfway along your mat. Good. And then try your feet moving. However that feels good. So really try to lift the heels so you're stretching through your toe joints, patting the heels down towards the floor, feeling that you've got your fingers wisely stretched out on the mat and pressing your fingerprints. Heels are stepping towards the back of the mat. And we're going to take downward facing dog pose. Pressing down through your heels, lifting through the kneecaps, quadriceps, hip bones, and feel the flow of your breath. Feel where the tension is in your body. Can you increase that in your legs so they feel longer and stronger? Can you let go of tension in your shoulders so they feel broader, neck more relaxed? Can you increase the tension in the hands to press the fingerprints? Elbows feel just a little bit bent. And you're pressing out that big muscle in your upper arms above your elbows. Connecting to the flow of your breath. Balancing tension and ease in your body. Beautiful. And then walking the feet forward. Give yourself as much of a foot stretch as you can with each step. Feel the mobility, the agility of your feet. And when you run out of room, even if your feet are just halfway forward, roll up. Arms up. Uttanasana. Tadasana. And check it out in Tadasana. Is there excess tension in the shoulders or the neck? Balance the tension of lifting the front of the body, of reaching down through the back of the body, of opening through the chest and arms, with the ease of balancing your skull. Feel the flow of the breath. And the balance of what feels difficult and what feels easeful. Arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Place them with body wisdom. And then pad your feet towards the back of the mat again. So really give them a stretch, really stretch through your toe joint. Press your fingerprints. Downward facing dog pose. Press the heels down. And let the head just hang down. And so we balance the body, tension and calm. Feeling connected to the breath. Enjoying the work and the ease of the posture. Good. And we'll bring the right knee now forward and try to touch your right wrist or in that direction. And then take that leg back. Downward facing dog pose. Bring the left knee forward and try to touch your left wrist. Keep the elbows just a little bit bent, pressing out just above the elbows. Back into downward facing dog pose. Nice work. Right knee towards the right wrist. And left knee towards the left wrist. Beautiful. We're going to bring both the knees down to the floor and rest into child's pose. relaxing the shoulders out wide. The work of the hands and arms relaxing. Feeling connected to the breath. And then arms forward into forward virasana and really reach them. So we anchor the tailbone back in the direction of the feet or the floor. But reach the fingertips forward from there. Now, as we reach forward, it pulls the shoulder blades into the neck space. So we want to give the neck a little bit more room. Draw the shoulder blades back towards the back waist and reach the top of the head forward. Connect to the flow of your breath. Nice. We're going to put the forearms down onto the mat now and walk the knees back a little bit further than the line of the hip. Good. So we're on the knees here. And you're going to look forward and feel that lovely influence in the upper back. The bones of the spine move towards the front of the chest. You get a back bend in the upper back. Good. And we're going to try and hold that shape and then bring your chest towards the floor or the front of the leg. Maybe your forehead rests comfortably on the floor. Try to keep your lower legs parallel. Connecting to the flow of your breath. Feel where your body resists the tension of the posture. Feel where the ease is in your body. Even if it's just your little toe. And connect to the breath. Beautiful. Now look forward. Bring the shoulders back over the top of the elbows. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees up off the floor. We'll look forward. Bring the hips towards the floor so that you're a straight line from your heels through your hips to your shoulders. Feel the front core of the body holding you. Connect to your breath. Lower the front body down onto the floor. So we're in Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet onto the floor. Lifting the breastbone. Looking forward. You press your feet, top the feet down on the floor and squeeze the kneecap. Squeeze the buttock muscle. Feel the back body really engage. Lift and open the heart. Nice. We're going to lay down the whole front body and put your arms. My microphone is squishing me. And put your arms beside you and turn your face to one side. Feeling the calm of this supported posture. Back into Sphinx pose. Engage the legs again. Notice how much lift you get or feeling of strength. So tops of the feet pressed down, kneecaps lift, buttock muscles engage, and feel how you can lengthen the belly and open the heart center. Draw the shoulder blades back and breathing. Nice. We're going to lift the hips up off the floor now. So tuck your toe. You can either lift up onto your knees, or if you want to try and lift your whole body off the floor, tuck the toes under and lift up. Knees to the floor. Take your stretch again. So walk the knees forward a little, where the chest moves towards the front of the leg. And I've heard this posture called puppy dog pose. That delicious stretch of the upper back and the shoulders. Let your neck relax. Nice. Lift your elbows up off the floor. Come up into downward facing dog pose. And walking so that you can really stretch your feet, really feel your feet and all their wondrous mobility. Walk your feet to the front of the mat or wherever you reach to. And rolling up. Arms up. Tadasana. Beautiful. Step whichever foot brings you to see your device to the back of your mat and feet out wide. So you're facing the long edge of your mat. Toes turned in a little so that you can feel the outside edge of your feet stretching, the outside of your ankles stretching. But try to lift the inner arches of your ankles, your kneecap. Good. And we're going to put the hands on the belly again. And we're just moving the spine. So you're feeling your legs stay where they are. The pelvis pretty much stays where it is. But we're moving the spine, leading with the belly, around the pelvis. So when you reach forward, really reach the belly forward. When you're reaching the belly back, really press the belly back towards the spine. Nice strong legs here supporting you. Try not to grip your toes. That's what I was doing. And then back on the other direction. Ooh. Just aware of that subtle movement, and most of it you're probably feeling around the sacrum, the core of the body, very aware. Nice work. Come back to center. And let's do the same thing with the heart. You get a little more movement now, the whole length of the spine, still keeping the hips sort of in the same spot. So we're reaching the heart to the back, but then reaching the heart forward. Beautiful big circle with the spine, and then the other direction. And with the heart forward, bend the knees, put your hands down onto your knees and turn your toes out, drop the hips. We'll lift through the pelvic floor, feeling that internal muscular support as you lift your torso. Beautiful. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Press down through the feet, enjoying the tension of the leg and the lift, but finding a calm for your shoulders and your neck, connecting to your breath. We're going to come to sit down on the floor now. I'm going to do that by putting my hands on the floor, jumping in my feet, giving myself a moment to try and sit without falling. So however you would like to sit. I'm going to hear a tiny little bit of falling. Actually, we're going to lay down. I liked the beginning of the practice so much. We're going to do a little bit again. Let's take our blanket underneath the thighs. So just picks up a tiny bit your tailbone off the floor. Sacrum's still connected, but there's less weight than there usually would be. And I roll the ends of my blanket in to make sure I'm really supporting the thigh bones when I take the knees out. So we're back into Baddha Konasana. And we're going to do a little pranayama. The prana in the yogic tradition is the life force. Pranayama is practice of the life force of the breath. Feel the satisfaction of your breath, where it moves in your body. And we're going to start to imagine the breath like a mountain. The inhale being the ascent to the top of the mountain. The exhale being the descent, the other side of the mountain. And take little steps up to the top of the mountain with the breath. So a little bit of breathing in, a little more, a little more, a little more, right to the top. And then slippery dip the breath down the other side of the mountain. So a long, slow exhale. Good. And then inhaling in step. Feel the belly fill, middle lung fill, top of the lung fill. And then even another little bit, filling up right to the top of the breath. And then slowly letting go. We're going to do one more of those. Just in a way that feels doable, without creating too much strain. Little filling up, little step. So you could feel a different part of the lung active with each breath, each part of the breath. Right to the top of the breath, right to the top. Fill right up. And then a long, slow exhalation. Beautiful. I'm going to do one the other way around. We're going to take a long, slow inhalation. And then little steps to go down the other side of the mountain. Let the breath out a little bit at a time. When you get to the bottom, just letting that last little bit out, squeezing the diaphragm. And then breathing normal. You're normal, you're natural. And again, balancing the ease and the tension. We need both of those things in our body. Cool. Bring the knees together. Take your blanket out from underneath you. We're going to do a little twist. Take the left thigh over the right thigh. Take your hips left and your knees right. Try to keep your left shoulder blade on the floor. Finding your natural breath. You might turn your head to look opposite to the way your knees are going. Let your body be heavy, have substance. And then feel the power in the core of your body to lift that substance of the left foot back to center. And the right thigh over the left thigh. Lift your hips and swing them right, and your knees go left. Keep your right shoulder blade on the floor. Maybe you can look over your right shoulder. Let your body be heavy. Let your body be abundant. And then using the power in your core to lift your legs back up to center. And hug your knees in. Rocking a little bit. Noticing how you feel. We're going to roll over to the right side. And then coming up, sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling. Namaste.